your 2017 president, 2016 president-elect, Susie Dunkel Soto. We're going to do this a little bit differently from what we've done in the years past. In the years past, you know, we usually typically have candidates prepare a speech. This year, I'm going to be the moderator, and what we're going to do is we're going to actually ask the candidates some questions so we can get better insights as to maybe even why they want to run for the board of directors, maybe explain a little bit about themselves as well too, so we can understand each candidate a little bit more in depth this year. So first off, I'd like to introduce and bring up to the stage your 2017 president, Susie Dunkel Soto. I will sit down over here with you first, Susie. If you'd like to have a seat, let me take you. Good morning, how are you? Good. Let me actually,
I got it.
Yes. So first off, Susie, do you know what today means?
What today means?
Yes.
Yes, we're going to meet our the candidates for our 2017 board that will be supporting me and our members.
Good. Also, it means it's one day closer that my year ends and your year begins.
Thanks, Kevin.
So Susie, tell me a little bit about you. Why did you get into real estate?
I got into real estate. My family, well, first a little bit about me. I'm like our affiliate. I have been married, this will be 30 years that I'm celebrating with my husband. I have 3 children, Megan, Brittany, and Joshua. Joshua, many of you have seen around here. He's my partner in training. He's only 10. And I left my career in marketing and advertising of 15 years and joined real estate. I come from, not my parents as realtors, but I have a brother and 2 sisters that were that are realtors. So it was something that I was interested in. I did join in the downturn of the market. So as many were leaving, I was coming in. So I wasn't sure what I was actually getting myself into, though I knew any challenges I faced, it could only get better.
Great. So with you being in the real estate business, why did you decide to get involved with the West End Gable Valley Association of Realtors?
Well, I joined this board as my sister was a member here, and so I had joined her to fill a few events. Getting involved as a realtor with no experience, I figured that I needed to have education to support me if I didn't have the experience that I was up against with those that had 20, 40 years plus. So I joined the education committee, and in joining the education committee, I was able to have a voice and suggest classes that I felt were going to help me grow in my business. And seeing how supportive everybody was in hearing my voice, that kind of gave me the insight to want to become a member on the board of directors and to run and to represent our members and to have my voice heard.
Got it. So has it helped your business?
It has definitely helped my business. Being involved, I became a board of director. I became a realtor in 2010 and a board of director. I ran in 2012 and was a board of director in 2013, then secretary, then vice president, and now president-elect. It has helped me grow personally and professionally as my clients see me kind of building and taking an interest in their business or their personal finance and helping them investing in their properties. It's helped in my leadership qualities. I mean, I give so much in being involved here and volunteering, but I get back so much more than I'm giving.
Right. We have a thing called the Realtor Action Fund. It's a big push for both the National Association of Realtors and California Association of Realtors. Tell me, why do you think realtors should contribute to this?
well, first I put my money where my mouth is, and I am a major donor. The Realtor Action Fund is one of the most important services that organized real estate can offer us. We have our voice is heard at the local level, state levels, and federal level with our interest and our clients' interest. I can't imagine if they weren't there. And it's not just in April and May when we go to Sacramento and DC. It's year-round that they're fighting for us and protecting our business and our investments.
In a couple minutes, we're going to bring in some of the candidates for the 2017 Board of Directors and some of the Board of Directors that will remain on the board for next year are in the audience as well too. So as you look kind of forward to 2017, what are some of your expectations for the Board of Directors?
I expect that our Board of Directors will be leaders and voices and an example to our members. They represent us, our board here locally, but also statewide and nationally. They represent us. I would hope and expect that they remain present, open-minded. They participate in our meetings and listen to our members in their offices and in the community. And that's when we meet together, we bring this. We're all together. There's 14 of us representing our 2,500 members. And so I expect them not to sit there with a yes or a no, but to give their opinions and to be involved.
So as we get close to 2017, what are your kind of major focus points for the association for next year? What is on your agenda?
My main focus is future leadership. And I'm not looking at just the 20-somethings. It's our members of all backgrounds. We all have unique qualities that we bring to our membership, and it is difficult trying to bring in future leadership because I feel whether it's time constraint, but my time I involve that I get is really minimal in comparison to what I give back, and I would challenge our board of directors to also identify and reach out to future leaders, to the brokerages out there. If you see someone in your office that you feel can be a leader and to become involved. I am working with CAR in putting together some leadership programs because it's something I'm really passionate about. That we have so much talent here that I really want to bring that out and help build our members and help them grow personally and professionally.
Great. Well, thank you, Susie, for coming today to introduce and kind of talk about what you'll be doing for next year. I'm very excited about what you have to offer. I think, you coming right after me, it's going to be a great time, exciting time, and I look forward to 2017. So thank you for introducing yourself and letting the members get to know you a little bit better today.
And thank you, Kevin.
Next up, I will have the candidates who will be running for board of directors. If you guys don't mind to come up and sit up here at the podium along with me, I'll step over to the side so you guys have enough seats. But why don't we just introduce ourselves, starting from Yin all the way over at the end. Maybe just a quick little introduction of yourself before we get started.
Good morning. My name is Yin Burr. I was the president of this association in 2012, and I've been a member of this association since 1990. So it's been a long time. I look forward to serving you in the next 2 years, if elected.
Thank you very much for everyone for coming today. We appreciate that. So some people think this is a boring thing, but actually it is something that's essential in this board to be able to create leadership, continuous leadership, and new leadership. And this is part of it. So we appreciate your coming and hope you'll come next week and vote. My name is Tom Berge. I've been a member of this board for probably 40 plus years. I've been a realtor for over 50 years. I have a 50-year pin from the National Association of Realtors with 5 rubies on it, believe it or not. And I've been held most of the offices here on the board, including president. I was also on about 8 CAR committees as chairman, and I was on NAR for 15 years, and I chaired 2 national committees, including membership policy, which is a really interesting thing. But anyway, I'm anxious to serve here again. I've been a director here for quite a few years, and I would like to serve again and offer my experience to the new people coming on. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Nick Baldry with Fast Tree Real Estate. I have 3 less rubies than Tom. I've been a realtor for only 2 years. And a member of this association since, actually I passed my licensing test and celebrated that night, and my wife then kicked me out of the house and said, right, go join the board and go to your breakfast meeting. And I've been hooked ever since. I've joined the education committee. I'm the one with the British accent who stands there and tells you when we have RPA training and what other offerings we have. And that volunteering has led me into wanting to join the board of directors and help make the association better and better with every passing year.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mindy Ye with REMAX 2000 Realty, and I've been a realtor for 15 plus years. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Carla Joseph. I am with Coldwell Banker George Realty. I'm a commercial broker, and my specialty is retail. I joined the board because of Katherine Johnson, who is not here. She said, come on, Carla, you got to go. Just get involved. And I did that. I took her suggestion because my father said, you got to do something. Give. Open up. Because naturally, I'm just a quiet person. But at any rate, I am here, and I look forward to serving the board at large. And I am the chair of the Commercial Investment Committee, and I am responsible for some of the speakers that you've heard on Tuesdays, the first Tuesday of the month. So I hope to contribute even more.
Thank you. Lee Lieberg, Lance Real Estate in Alhambra, and I serve as the Government Affairs Director here at the board, and also a past president from 2013. I got my license in 2005, so I consider myself kind of still a newbie, but I think it's important that people get involved in organized real estate and look out for the interest of both our members and also the rights of property owners. And I see the good that we do, and I would encourage more people to get involved in it. So I think I mentioned I was president of the association in 2013. Thanks.
Great. Now we know who's going to be running for the board of directors for 2017. I do have a couple of questions for some of you guys. So who wants to go on the hot seat first? Do you have any volunteers?
Depends on the question.
Question that I'm going to propose to you guys is, what type of leadership skills do you feel like you bring to the West End Gilbert Valley Association of Realtors? I may just pick one out of the hat right now. Please don't mind. I'm going to go with Carla first.
Well, I was going to volunteer. I have previous leadership skills from a different industry. I used to work for a defense company, and I was responsible for leading cross-functional teams, which means that none of those people were direct reports to me. And it was very, very difficult to get cooperation from those people when they don't report to me. So I had to use their centers of influence and also influence them myself. So I do have leadership skills that I would like to continue and to offer the board. And iron sharpens iron, so I'm among some great folks here, and I just want to grow and also, do what I can to improve the board where improvement is needed.
Great, thank you. Yin, how about you? What leadership skills do you think you bring to West San Gabriel Valley Association of Realtors?
Number one, I'm the eldest of 6, so that made me a natural leader of 5 siblings. Anyway, from the association, I have grown a lot, and I have started and learned to become a leader or be a better leader by participating and being involved and volunteering my time on the board and being active in CAR, state level, and also have been active in the national level at NAR. So I am at CAR, I'm in the nominating committee this year, and at NAR I have some leadership positions, and one of them is I'm the vice chair of the CIPS advisory board. I think that I'm recognized as a leader, so action speaks louder than words, so I think I am capable of being a good leader.
Thank you, Yin. Nick, how about you? What type of leadership skills do you think you bring to the WSGB?
Well, I have a tendency to volunteer to do things. Whether that's professionally or personally, I end up running sports teams. I have ended up running societies in university. Because I'm present. I'm always trying to be there to be actively involved. The other thing that I think anyone who served in a committee with me will know is that not only kind of being actively involved, I will listen and take on other people's points of view and help in the decision-making process. I'm certainly not going to railroad over anyone, but I will make my position felt and then help come to a decision as a group.
Thank you, Nick. Mindy, what type of leadership skills do you bring to the WSGB?
I currently serve on the Education Commercial Committee as co-vice chair with Nick. I am also part of new membership committee, and I'm one of the board of directors for CARBA, which stands for Chinese American Real Estate Professional Association.
Wow.
So.
Great. Well, thank you. Tom Berge, what type of leadership skills do you bring?
One of the interesting committees I'll never forget I was on at NAR was the Committee on Committees. So that just gives you kind of an idea of what goes on at these. And I think even the CAR has a forum on forums. So, it's amazing. But my leadership ability, I think, would be just experience of having served on almost every committee, on every committee at our local board, but on their counterparts at NAR and CAR. I've served on a lot of committees, spent a lot of time, and chaired several of them. And so I think that having had that experience, you know pretty much how to lead other people. And I feel I can do that. I appreciate that. And by the way, I'm also the oldest of the tops of 6 children. The oldest of 6. It's just like, yeah.
There is only one person up here that I have not asked this question to. Lee, I think you are that person. So what type of leadership skills do you feel like you bring to the WSGPA?
Well, a couple things come to mind on this one. First of all, and you've heard this story, and I apologize if I'm boring you with this again, but I have been president of the Rotary Club of Alhambra and the Alhambra Chamber of Commerce, and been served on the Day Nursery Foundation, Tournament of Roses. So I have a lot of community experience, but when I came to the West San Gabriel Valley Association of Realtors, this was a totally unique board because all of these people were competing with each other. They were competing for agents, they were competing for listings, And it was a very different environment than what I was used to. What I was used to, you would have one doctor, one attorney, one real estate broker, one CPA, one council member, and you'd get together to, and flip pancakes on Saturday morning for the good of the school. But this was totally different, and now you're forced to sit on a review board and judge your peers and try to implement an ethical standard that we can all be proud of. So it's very different, and I think I do have that experience that through the time that I've spent here. I try to be fair, I try to be ethical, and I think that's all you can really do. And at the end of the day, you sleep well at night.
Thank you, Lee. Our industry has a lot of things that have been changing over the last few years. We have third-party aggregators like Zillow who have threatened our business. Banks have always kind of wanted to enter into our business as well too. The role of the real estate agents has changed even over the past, I would say, 5 years or 10 years, 11 years I've been in business. How we did business back then, or when I first started, to how I do business now, has changed dramatically. What do you guys feel are the top issues that you believe the company and our industry will need to address over the next 1 to maybe 3 years? Do I have any volunteers on this question? Tom?
Well, I think we learned from the past. I can remember, I'm sure only about two or three people in here remember when we had the little loose leaf notebooks with all our listings on them. Sil was there, Bob was there, and we've come to the point now where we just pull out our little pocket telephone and we've got all our entire MLS right before us. And not only ours, but every other MLS in Southern California, practically, in California. So it's a long way, and I think what we have to keep in mind is that we need to bring new people in to, as we have here, we have 2 new people, and they will be showing the rest of us how the new people look at what we've done. Because every time I start on any new project, I think, God, this is really amazing. I don't know anything about this. And then I read up on it, and pretty soon I'm up with everybody else. But it is also interesting to have the past to look at and look forward to the future. So.
Thank you, Tom. Mindy, what do you think are some of the things that our companies need to address in the industry over the next 1 to 3 years?
Well, the important things are, I believe, is housing affordability for millennials, Generation Y, converting renters to home ownership, cybercrime, trade settlement procedure acts like RESPA liabilities, and salespeople employment versus independent contractor.
Those are good things that we do need to kind of really take a closer look at. Yin, do you have any?
Well, what we need to do is be more innovative and be more receptive of the changes in the outside world of, out of our own, what we have to offer our members. I think we need to research more as to what is out there as member benefits for our members in our association. There are a lot of outside elements that affect our industry, and that is something that we need to look into and tackle. And that's one of the reasons why the Realtor Action Fund is very important, because this fund helps the local, state, and national levels to fight legislation that affects the property rights of owners. So again, I encourage for those who have not contributed to the Realtor Action Fund to do so, and it will help safeguard our industry.
Thank you, Yin. Lee, what do you feel like companies in our industry need to focus over the next few years?
Well, they've all brought up a lot of really threatening circumstances that are affecting our industry right now. Things are changing, and the speed of that change is something we've never seen before. When you look at other industries like an Airbnb, which doesn't own a single piece of property, but is one of the largest, in the hospitality industry, and you look at Uber, and Uber doesn't own a taxi, but they've completely affected that industry. We're going through those same types of changes. I had the privilege 2 weeks ago of hearing Joel Singer speak to the association executives, and he brought up some interesting things. And one of the good pieces of good news I felt was that he thinks that the agent is so central to the transaction that they're in pretty good shape, and we have record number of agents in California. In fact, one might argue too many agents in California, but that's a different story. But what he did say was, and looking at it from an association, our members are both agents and they're brokers, and the broker model right now is broken. As a broker, it is hard to make a sustainable income unless you're depending on the ancillary services and doing escrows and loans and printing and the other things that you might be able to tie into that, and desk fees and such. But we do have some very serious changes and conditions coming down the road. I'm a practicing broker. I sell real estate, and I feel like I'm still in tune with what's going on and in a position to advise those and that take direction from us at CAR, and also to lobby those that need be. So, thank you.
Thank you, Lee. Carla,
Yes.
what do you feel like a company in our industry would probably have to address in the coming years with all the changes that we have in our business?
I agree that we need to stay active with NAR and some of the initiatives that make homes or make property ownership affordable and attractive with tax write-offs and so on and so forth. We got to focus, especially for commercial, on 1031 exchange. They're trying to get rid of that, and tax writers for new homeowners, the mortgage insurance, and Zillow. As far as Zillow and some of the other people that are trying to overtake our businesses, we got to figure out how to dance with them on the dance floor, because they're not going away. A lot of the newer people, the younger people, are looking at Zillow, and believing what Zillow is saying. So we have to figure out kind of how to partner with Zillow. Maybe we have to correct them or somehow, but those are basically the things that I believe we need to focus on in the next 2 to 3 years.
Nick, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, I do. I'm still here. It's okay. We need to work on the public perception of realtors. And this isn't just companies, this isn't just brokers, but associations and realtors themselves. I was looking at Gallup polling last night, which shows you what exciting company I am on a Wednesday night. We are slightly less trusted than lawyers at the moment. We need to uphold ethical standards to at least get ahead of attorneys. We need to uphold educational standards so that we are viewed as knowledgeable. And that also ties into keeping ourselves relevant against the likes of Zillow and Trulia. There's numerous clients out there who feel like they know as much, if not more, than realtors, because they see almost as many listings as we do. We need to position ourselves, again, as realtors, as associations, and as companies, as the experts in the field. And we need to get that perception out there rather than running the risk of being sidelined by online systems like that.
Great, thank you. You guys ready for another question? You guys are doing a great job. I'm firing these questions at you guys, and you guys came very well prepared. I think it shows you know, part of your guys' character and who you guys are. And you guys have gone this far probably in your life because of how you guys have prepared for situations. So, you know, being successful in your business or in this industry, what has made you successful either both personally and professionally, and why do you think that has made you that way? Nick.
I should volunteer to go first on one at least. The short answer is hard work. Nothing really replaces that. I've gotten 2 degrees through hard work. I've worked in a couple of industries before real estate and done well again through hard work. And I'm, again, as a 2-year realtor, maybe you can't sit here and say I'm successful right now, but I'm definitely working my way to being there along with my wife. We work in partnership. And she is definitely the other half of why I'm successful, both personally and professionally. She pushes me and she drives me, and having that support makes a big difference, again, in and out of the office.
Thank you. Tom, I was actually going to ask you, because Nick has been in the business for 2 years, so I want to see what a seasoned agent, what do you think both professionally and personally has made you successful?
Well, you know, I always think about my family and things, and I relate back to some conversations I've had with my wife, and I recall one time she sat down with me and she said, "Tom, why do you spend so much time at the board? You know, you're on all these committees and everything." She says, "If you had $1 for every hour that you spent on working with the board," she says, "we'd have a house at the beach." And then she said, we'd also be able to buy a brand new Mercedes-Benz, and we'd have some income property, and we'd have another business probably as well as real estate. And would you believe it? I have all of that. And so being a realtor has been very helpful to me. And I think success is really based on, as Nick says, hard work. I can remember, when in fact, I still work pretty much 5 days a week. I used to work always 6 days a week, and quite often I'd work 7 days a week. And I've done everything from pounding doors to sitting, writing letters. People don't write letters much anymore, but that was my forte. I used to be a top lister by writing letters to everybody, particularly the out-of-town property owners. So these are just some of the things, and I think everyone in here can be successful if you just follow some of the advice of the people that have been doing this for many years.
Thank you. How about Yin?
Well, they have said it. It's hard work, perseverance, and tenacity. So that's it.
Got it. Lee, what about yourself? What do you think has made you successful both personally and professionally over the years?
Well, I'd like to think it's integrity and honesty, because those are 2 things that I do try to profess, try to stand for, try to uphold, use in the way I handle things. And in the long run, it's not always the quickest way to fortune or to profitability, but in the long run, I think it's the most sustainable, so that you get the referral business, the people that you've talked to over the years. My business is all sphere of influence. It's all people that I know from other circles. I'm very fortunate. I don't have to go out and do some of the things that make other people good agents, but people do tend to come to me, and I love real estate. I wish I would have gotten in real estate sooner. It's been very good to me, and I'm grateful.
Thank you. We'll just continue right down this line. Carla, what has made you successful throughout both?
Perseverance. I persevere to a fault. Sometimes I should quit, but I keep going, because if I believe in something and I'm passionate about it, I stay with it, and eventually I succeed. May not happen overnight, but I know good things
Take time.
they do.
Good. And Mindy, how about yourself?
I'm sorry. It's being able to get up each day and love what I do, and and continuously to practice in real estate for 15 plus years, and grateful for having loyal, repeat, and referral clients who count on me, my dedication, and hard work.
Thank you. Well, it looks like our time is coming to an end. I don't want to keep you guys here too long. I've personally been doing this for the first time. I think I've gotten a lot better insight doing it this way than what we've done in the past. So thank you to Susie, because this was kind of her idea. Thank you to all the candidates for coming today and kind of giving us a little bit more insights into who you guys are. And we look forward to a great campaign. I look forward to seeing you guys all serving on the board of directors next year. And thank you, audience, for being here and listening to what these fine women and men have to